I need another espresso. Make it a double. Actually, just leave the whole pot here.
Wow, rough night? You look like you haven't slept in 3 days.
I haven't. At this point, I am pretty sure my blood type is caffeine and resentment. It is Matt again.
Oh no. Is he still spiraling about that potential promotion at work?
Spiraling is putting it mildly. He is drowning and he is dragging me down with him. I spent 2 hours last night listening to him vent, and by the end of it, I was the bad guy. Again.
Okay, deep breath. Let us get settled. Tell me exactly what happened.
It is the same routine every single evening. He walks in the door, slams his bag down, and unleashes this torrent of negativity about his boss and his team and how nobody respects his vision.
That sounds incredibly draining to walk into every night.
It is exhausting, and honestly, it is terrifying to see him so stressed. So naturally, I want to help. I want to make it better. Last night, after he finished ranting about his presentation anxiety, I jumped into action mode. What did you do? I laid out a plan. I told him he should schedule a pre-meeting with his boss to align expectations. I suggested he break the presentation down into 3 key points so it is less overwhelming. I even offered to proofread his slide deck this weekend. It was good, solid advice.
Those sound like very practical and helpful suggestions. How did he take it?
He exploded. He literally threw his hands up and said, "You are not listening to me. Stop trying to manage me. I am not one of your employees."
Ouch, that must have felt like a slap in the face after trying to be supportive.
It did. I felt completely unappreciated. I'm trying to save him from drowning, and he is swatting away the life preserver I'm throwing him. I ended up yelling back at him, asking why he even tells me his problems if he does not want my help. Then he went to sleep on the couch. I just feel useless and angry that my attempt to help caused a fight.
I can hear how frustrated you are. It feels incredibly unfair when your good intentions get thrown back in your face. You're seeing a problem and your instinct is to solve it because you love him.
Exactly. I don't want him to suffer. Why doesn't he see that I am just on his team? Why is my help the enemy?
The problem is that you are trying to be a mechanic when he needs a nurse. You are looking at his stress like a broken engine that needs to be fixed. But he is not asking you to fix the engine. He is showing you that he is hurt.
But if I fix the engine, the hurt stops. That is basic logic. If he fixes the presentation, he won't be stressed anymore. Why would he want to sit in the stress when there is a solution right there?
Because in that moment, the solution feels like a judgment. When you immediately jump to, "Here is what you should do," it sends a hidden message. It says, "Your pain is making me uncomfortable, so hurry up and fix it." Or worse, it says, "You are not smart enough to figure this out yourself, so let me do it for you."
Oh God, that is definitely not what I want to say. I just want the problem to go away for him.
I know, but think about it. He is already feeling incompetent and out of control at work. That is why he is venting. When you step in and start managing his schedule and proofreading his slides, you are confirming his worst fear. You are accidentally telling him that he is incapable of handling his own life.
So I made him feel small. I thought I was being a power couple partner, but I was actually being condescending.
It is the classic conflict between validation and solution. Most of us, especially when we are anxious, want to solve things. But when someone is drowning in emotion, they cannot hear logic. They are in the emotional basement. You are standing on the logical roof, shouting instructions down the chimney. He literally cannot hear you.
That explains why he said I wasn't listening. I was listening to the facts, but I wasn't listening to the feelings. I was just waiting for him to take a breath so I could insert my plan.
Exactly. You were listening to reply, not listening to understand. He wanted you to get down in the hole with him and say, "Wow, it is really dark down here. That sucks." He didn't want a ladder, he just wanted to know he wasn't alone in the dark.
But that is so hard for me. It feels passive. If I just say, that sucks, I feel like I am useless, like I'm just watching him crash and burn.
It feels passive to you, but it is actually active. It is called holding space. It takes a lot more strength to sit with someone's pain without trying to change it than it does to just throw advice at them.
So basically, my efficiency is ruining my empathy.
In this case, yes. You are treating his emotions like a task on a to-do list. Check the box, fix the mood, move on. But emotions need to be processed, not fixed.
Okay, so I need to stop being the mechanic. But if I don't give him advice, what am I supposed to do? Just nod my head like a bobblehead doll while he complains for an hour? That sounds excruciating.
It is not about just nodding. It is about a specific way of responding that opens him up instead of shutting him down.
Okay, so teach me the script. If I am not fixing, what am I doing? How do I support him without taking over?
You use a magic question. It saves relationships. Next time he starts venting, you stop him gently and ask, do you want to be heard? Do you want to be hugged? Or do you want to be helped? Heard, hugged, or helped. That is catchy. But isn't it a little weird to ask that in the middle of a rant? It might feel awkward the first time, but it is actually a relief for both of you. It clarifies the goal. If he says he wants to be heard, you just listen. You say things like, that sounds incredibly frustrating, or I can see why you were so mad. You validate the feeling, not the facts. And I am strictly forbidden from offering solutions. Strictly. If he picks heard, you sit on your hands. You bite your tongue. You let him empty the emotional bucket. Because once the bucket is empty, he might actually be able to think clearly again. And if he picks hugged, then you just hold him. Physical reassurance. It tells his nervous system that he is safe, even if work is a disaster. And only if he explicitly picks helped do you get to bring out your inner project manager. I bet he never picks helped, does he? You would be surprised. Once someone feels truly heard, the panic drops. About 20 minutes later, he might actually turn to you and say, so what do you think I should do? But he has to invite you in. You cannot kick down the door with your advice. That makes sense. I have been kicking down the door and wondering why he is barricading it. I need to wait for the invitation. Exactly. It requires patience. It is harder than fixing because you have to tolerate his distress without making it go away immediately. But that is what intimacy is. It is witnessing each other, not managing each other. Witnessing, not managing. I like that. I'm going to try it tonight. I'm going to ask the question, and I promise I will not mention the slide deck unless he asks for the help option. That is the spirit. It will change the energy completely. Instead of fighting, you'll be connecting. And hey, if he picks help, you finally get to use those bullet points you prepared. Fingers crossed. Thanks for the therapy session. I think I can go home now without biting his head off. Anytime. Good luck with the listening. You got this.